topping the news. SKN government to reissue e-passports, stolen baby returned to mother, and are body cameras for officers worth the investment? Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ's Midday Newscast for today, Wednesday, December 3rd, 2014. I'm JD Keynes. Now for the news in detail. In a bid to ensure the highest identity management standards, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has taken the decision to reissue certain categories of St. Kitts and Nevis passports. This is according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Patrice Nisbet, who said in a statement on Tuesday that the exercise will occur at no cost to passport holders.
In keeping with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis' commitment to ensuring the highest possible standards where identity management is concerned, the government will be reissuing at no cost to passport holders certain St. Kitts and Nevis passports. Some St. Kitts and Nevis citizens possess machine-readable passports. Those passports were issued prior to January 2012 and are in no way affected by this statement.
The minister said beginning in February 2014, all name changes were displayed in the Federation's e-passports. Additionally, in July of 2014, the passport holder's place of birth was also displayed in the e-passport. Mr. Nisbet said even more is being done at this time to ensure the highest possible security features as included in the document.
The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is moving to ensure that all St. Kitts and Nevis passports display both place of birth and name changes. And to expedite this process, the St. Kitts and Nevis government will be reissuing any e-passport which do not display either place of birth and or name changes. Adhering to the highest standards of quality assurance and security checks, the reissuance of these passports will take place between December 10, 2014 and January 31, 2015. With the Canadian Banknote Company serving as a technical consultant during the process.
The locations of passport reception centers was also outlined.
Holders of e-passports in which place of birth and or name changes are not printed are asked to facilitate the receipt of their new passports by submitting their current passports and relevant application forms to any of the following reception centers: Passport Office, Government Headquarters, Bastia; Office of the Premier, Charlestown; St. Kitts Nevis Government Federal Office, Charlestown; all St. Kitts and Nevis missions, consulate, embassies, New York, Washington, D.C., Toronto, Dubai, Kingston, Jamaica, Havana, Cuba, London, England, Republic of China and Taiwan, Abuja, Nigeria. Offices of certified providers under the St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Program. Other entities specifically approved by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Special arrangements will be made by the government to accommodate persons who need to travel for emergencies, as well as persons who do not have easy access to any of the above-mentioned reception centers.
Minister Nisbet concluded that government's chief priority is the protection of both the country and its people. He continued that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis will always remain alert to prevailing circumstances and implement policy and programmatic adjustments as required. As the recruitment for soldiers continues, Public Affairs Officer for the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force, Captain Coyote Sutton, says there are incentives for applicants. He said, among other things, the Defense Force promotes continued education.
Persons applying should, if they have some CXC subjects, it will be a plus for them. If they don't, when they come in, we have an academic program that the force enforces that persons who come into the force with nothing, that is academically, will not leave the force with nothing. So we give them opportunities while they're in the force to attend classes and also, qualify them in different ways to pick up some lifelong careers, plumbing, electrician, carpentry, you name it, everything. And also, they also get an opportunity to take a shot at the CXC. We have classes that we run, which is for the English and maths and as well in other subjects.
The SKN Defense Force is until March 2015 recruiting persons to serve as part of the Reserve Corps and as active duty soldiers. The partnership between the University of the Virgin Islands and the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, CFBC, is being strengthened as plans are underway to host a special meeting being dubbed Face-to-Face this Thursday. President of UVI's St. Kitts Nevis Alumni Association, the St. Kitts chapter, St. Clair Hodge, spoke with ZIZ News about the upcoming meeting. He said attendees will gather at CFBC and be joined via video conference with UVI administrators on St. Thomas and St. Croix.
Now, the purpose of this event is for all those interested in pursuing a degree, whether it be undergrad or master's or adult continuing, to have a chance to sit in the room where they'll be actually participating in the interaction, as well as speak with the administrators about the program.
The University of the Virgin Islands is one of a handful of international universities that have a signed Memorandum of Understanding with the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. We move now to news on the regional scene. A 7-week-old baby in Jamaica who was reported stolen on Monday, November 24th, was found and reunited with his mother yesterday. Information received is that the baby was handed over to the Linstead police station in St. Catherine last evening, and a woman was taken into custody. Her identity is being withheld pending further investigations. The police and the representatives of the Child Development Agency are continuing their investigations. The Ministry of Health in St. Lucia has released HIV/AIDS statistics for 2013, and health officials say they are very troubling. St. Lucia recorded an increase in new cases of HIV last year. 70% of all the new cases were men. Local health experts also point to an increase in the number of men having sex with men and say they plan to step up education and public sensitization campaigns. We hear more in this report.
On World AIDS Day 2014, health experts and activists across the globe warned that now is not the time for complacency regarding HIV. It is a view strongly supported by the island's acting senior medical officer for infectious diseases, Dr. Alicia Eugene. The Ministry of Health released the findings of the 2013 HIV surveillance report, and Dr. Eugene says they confirm a worrying increase in the number of new cases of HIV.
You're looking at in 2013, we had 64 cases of HIV infection, and they were newly diagnosed. We have the males accounting for 72% of these cases, and the females 27%. And we have 1% that is an unknown case, and it's possibly because of improper documentation where this information was not pulled in.
The statistics show that for every 3 females who tested positive for HIV in 2013, 7 males received the same diagnosis. Dr. Eugene says this is cause for concern, particularly as the ministry is recording a staggering increase in the number of men having sex with men.
At December 2013, which is last year, we had up 623 people living with HIV recorded in our national register. It is quite obvious when we look at the data that the men tend to be the ones being more affected, and of course we see an increased trend in men having sex with men, what we call MSM.
Another troubling revelation: more young people are being infected with HIV. 66% of all new cases in 2013 fell in the 25 to 49 age category, and young people aged 15 to 24 account for 11% of the new cases.
Internationally, in the wake of the killing of Michael Brown by a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, calls for all officers to utilize wearable cameras have gained new popularity. Jim Axelrod reports on the cost and controversy over the new technology.
Walk over here. Show me your hands.
Sandpoint, Idaho, last July. Police officers confront a woman with a knife making threats.
Drop the knife! Bring it on! Drop the knife! No! Drop the knife! No! Drop the knife!
The fatal shooting was recorded. A prosecutor cleared the officers. This week, the New York City Police Department is beginning a pilot program where 60 officers will wear cameras like those in Idaho. Letitia James is New York City's public advocate.
There's no he said, she say, no hearsay. It's recorded, we have it on tape, and there's no room for argument.
At $450 to $900 a camera, James says it would cost $32 million to outfit the entire NYPD. Last year, the city paid out nearly $178 million to settle misconduct claims.
I know what happened with Michael Brown, as all of these other cases has drawn a national concern with regards to aggressive policing in the city of New York. And I think this would have assisted and provided the prosecutor as well as individuals who are just concerned about the incident in Ferguson, an objective recording of what actually happened.
In the 2 years cameras have been used in Rialto, California, the use of force by police is down 59%. And complaints against officers are down 88%.
Well, this is the actual camera.
In Laurel, Maryland, they've been using cameras for 18 months. Deputy Chief James Brooks says complaints are also down and that public awareness of the cameras is key.
We want them to know that it's being recorded. Transparency is what we're looking for there.
A major international conference in Australia is discussing one of the world's biggest killers, cancer. One controversial issue in treating cancer patients is whether to allow marijuana for medical use. Al Jazeera's Andrew Thomas has the details.
Cannabis, Daniel Haslam thinks, is unequivocally good for his health. What started as bowel cancer has spread to his liver and his bones. Treatment to try to slow its spread comes with its own severe drawbacks. Chemotherapy was making him so sick he was losing dangerous amounts of weight. When a friend suggested cannabis could help, he was sceptical. It's illegal in Australia. Haslam's father had been head of an anti-drugs police squad, but after he took it, initially as a vapour, now as cannabis oil, his nausea disappeared.
All those people that don't think I've tried everything, I have. I wouldn't be on this square. This is the last square I wanted to be on. I've tried everything. Cannabis works.
Largely because of Haslam's campaign, the government of the state of New South Wales in Australia is considering joining countries that have legalised marijuana for medical reasons. Clinical trials are planned. In the meantime, the state premier has told police not to arrest people for using cannabis to treat illnesses. BJ Footer is Haslam's supplier. He mails out cannabis to around 60 people, putting it inside musical greetings cards so it doesn't get seized in the post.
About 4 or 5 parcels go out a day at the moment, but I can envisage that being 500 very quickly. Very quickly. Could be 1,000 a day. We have a plague of diseases.
But cannabis use, even for medical reasons, is controversial. At a triathlon in Western Sydney, many of the athletes are sponsored for the race. For getting his medal, Terry Ahern has raised more than $7,000 for a charity supporting young people with cancer. He is supportive of the idea of cannabis for treatment.
If it helps people that are going through this horrible disease, just give it to them.
And now the weather. Today we will experience sunny skies along with patchy clouds and intermittent showers. Winds will blow from the east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, skies are expected to be clear with increasing clouds and showers overnight. And that's it for ZIZ Midday Newscast. Do join us at 6:30 on radio and 7 p.m. on ZIZ Channel 5 when we present our major news package. I have been your presenter, JD Keynes. Have a great day.